Hello and welcome to the Brown&Co podcast on budgeting. My name is Olivia Barefoot, agribusiness consultant from the Leicester office, and today I'm joined with Andrew Fundell, partner and agribusiness consultant from the Norwich office. Andrew, could you give us a brief indication of what budgets consist of?
Thanks, Olivia. It's a plan. It's normally for the next financial year. It needs to go into lots of detail to be worthwhile. It needs to detail cropping areas, livestock numbers, and then that will go into the detailed gross margins. There'll be other income streams that you need to take into account, such as diversification enterprises, environmental stewardship, and you might do some outside contracting work. It will look at capital and private expenditure, any loan repayments you've got, including any HP and lease liabilities. Also, the detailed fixed cost analysis will help you identify the main expenditure that you've got. The results of a budget should be a cash flow for the next 12 months, the net farm income calculation, and importantly, a source and application of funds, where the money is coming from and where it's being spent.
And you touched on cash flow. What is the importance of cash flow forecasting and ongoing monitoring of this?
Cash flow projection is an important business tool. It anticipates the peak cash needs of the business. If you're operating in an overdraft facility, it's something you'll need to agree with your lender. It'll also help you in your buying and selling strategy in order that you can operate within that agreed facility. It'll help you deal with problems before they arise. But importantly, it enables well-informed, real-time decision-making.
And Brown&Co work with banks and relationship managers. So what is the key information that banks like to see from a budget?
Of course, there are many factors that banks need to take into consideration when they're considering a lending proposal. Historic financial accounts, for example. But if you're looking to increase your facility or take on some additional core borrowing, a budget's essential, not just for the bank, but for you. Banks have a responsibility as lenders to lend to a business that can afford to repay, and the budget should be able to demonstrate that. They may insist on a budget that has been verified by an independent professional to give them the confidence to lend for a particular project.
Thanks, Andrew. And people sometimes challenge us on budgeting as we cannot accurately predict the next 12 months, for example, world economy and grain prices. So how do we approach a budget taking this into account?
Of course, we'd all like to predict the weather, and there will be some unforeseen circumstances in the world economy, and as we've seen that in the last 2 or 3 years. But if you review the historic financial data, set realistic targets of yields and prices, and constantly review those budgets, it may need that you need to adapt your plan. But without a budget, you don't know where you are.
Perfect. And lastly, can you give 3 key take-home points of budgeting for all farming businesses?
It should be a guide to help you make strategic business decisions throughout the year. You must take time to go into the details required for a budget. And importantly, thirdly, you need to review the budget throughout the year. Monitor actual figures against the budget. But I will go for one extra point. Don't panic. If it's your first time producing a detailed budget, reach out to some help.
Thank you, Andrew, for that insight into budgeting. Our next podcast is on business restructuring, so stay tuned.